And also, if you are a mother who's having problems, let's say it's not in you to be completely tough on your son for whatever reason, right? That's a great thing to actually realize that may not be a strong suit for you, right? So in that case, you need to employ the father. You need to tell the father, hey, this is what I'm going through with him. He won't listen to me. I need you to help me. However, let me be clear. Some women like to shut the father out and act like they're the end all be all when it comes to the kid. Like they know everything. No, you're not gonna discipline my son. No, you can't come get him. You want to control everything about the little boy until his ass start being bad. Then you want to employ the father's capability to come in and rear him. It may be too late because mothers, if you are disrespecting the father, if you are dismissing him, if you are treating his authority like it don't matter, the kid is going to end up doing the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So if you're in a situation where there is a father available, make sure throughout time, you trying your best not to shit on him. If you are dealing with a dude that ain't shit, you ain't got to say nothing to your kid. You ain't got to say nothing to your kid. He'll see it himself. He or she will see it himself ultimately. You don't have to say anything. But you create friction when the father tries to step in and employ discipline and different things, and you shit on that. Now the kid is saying, okay, they think they got a allegiance in you. They think they got allegiance in you, right? But when it's time to listen to dad, they ain't gonna want to hear shit he gotta say. Because for some reason, most kids are more attached to their mother to a degree. You know what I mean? Like the mother's tongue is an extremely important thing to realize. That's the person that they was listening to talk before they even heard you speak if you the father. You see what I'm saying? So if the father's not there, employ a mentor, right? Employ an uncle. Put him on a team with a man that's the coach, that's like an authoritative figure to a degree. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you don't do a lot of these things, you are putting all of us at risk. You're putting your young son's life at risk. I'm tired of seeing these 17, 18, 19-year-old dudes out here doing all this fuck shit in the street. A lot of the times I think about, how much tough love is being employed in this kid's life. How much does this kid actually see a father that he respects? Now, granted, I understand how the world works. You can employ tough love. You can have a father there. You can do everything right. And a kid as a human being, they can still end up doing whatever the fuck they want to do. You see what I'm saying? That could actually happen too. But we want to put ourselves in positions where we don't look back on our past with our children and regret anything. Or look back on our past with our children and think, okay, I shouldn't have done this. Or I shouldn't have done that. See, I'm a living testament to having those kind of issues. Even as good of a father as I was attempting to be, I look back and say, okay, right there you kind of fumbled that. That could have been done a little differently. You feel me? So that's why I come to y'all, man, because we need to understand the importance of our presence in our children's life. We need to understand the importance of understanding where we came from, of learning history, of learning the history of our families, learning the history of our people. We need to understand the importance of knowledge and getting rid of materialistic shit, of loving each other, right? Figuring out different ways to come together. Stop gossiping all the goddamn time. Like being as healthy as possible mentally. Not just with the food you eat or the people you around, but healthy as possible mentally. Like feeding yourself positive shit. Pick up a book. Read a book about any topic, anything that interests you, just so you can expand your mind. Make sure your kids are reading, right? Make sure your kids are reading. Make sure your young kids, your young men have the ability to sit down. When I see black people out with their kids sometimes, and some of these things could be happening in other communities as well, but I don't give a shit. I'm speaking specifically about our community. I see black people with their kids sometimes, and I'm thinking to myself, if I'm seeing how he's running you right now, if you don't get a handle on him, the system gonna get a handle on him. Whether it be in school, whether it be jail. You see what I'm saying? So the prison industrial complex, in my opinion, was damn near built for our black bodies. Straight up. But we can't help them. We can't help them. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, there's systematic injustices that take place that like I said earlier, at every turn. But we have a say-so too. Don't make it easy on them. You see what I'm saying? All these young men out here, thinking they in a gang. All these young men out here thinking they got a pimp, thinking they got to sell hella shit. Look, family, that's a dead-end lifestyle. Period. That's a dead-end lifestyle, period. And we can't glorify that shit. I know hip-hop does to a degree, and that's the thing, too. If you in an urban community and you allowing your kids to listen to hip-hop, you can do it, but you better have some detailed-ass conversations debunking a lot of that shit. And in my opinion, in your presence, I wouldn't even let them listen to some of that shit. Because unfortunately, if the music is reflecting what they see outside, they may end up swaying that way. And this is not something I thought. When my older boys was younger, because of my love for hip-hop, because of my love for the art form, I would let them listen to everything I was listening to. Bad move. Living with their mothers, they're in urban environments that are mirroring the same music that they listen to. And in my opinion, this had an influence on how they moved, what they thought their options were, what they thought they wanted to do with their life. You see what I'm saying? So we be on a whole bunch of nigga shit. And if we gonna complain about police brutality, if we gonna complain about how the system treats us, we should. Like, it's true and we should, but we are accountable as well as fucking adults. You see what I'm saying? And really, that starts in your house. Before you can go out and love our community, before you can go out and start doing things in the community, in my opinion, you need to love your family first. If you have a kid you don't talk to, or you have a kid that you on the outs with, if you have a kid that maybe the relationship wasn't good when he was younger or she was younger, it's never too late. You see what I'm saying? So that's a revolutionary act right there. You ain't got to go out and march. Play football with your kid. Play baseball with your kid. He got friends around, talk to him. Be a good example. Be a stand-up dude. Be a stand-up dude. Work for a living. Start a business. Keep your shit on the up and up. You see what I'm saying? So when the young people around you see you, they'll be inspired by that. All too often, I see grown men who 40, 50 years old still on dumb shit. You feel me? That's what let me know a long time ago, family, that age don't really mean nothing. Age is just the amount of years you've been here. That ain't got nothing to do with your maturity level. That ain't got nothing to do with how you evolve. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, actually. Because it's about your experience and learning from those experiences. If you go through a whole bunch of shit and don't learn from it, you're going to act like a 21-year-old when you're 50. Period. You see what I'm saying? So, tough employ, tough love. Fathers out there, if you're not employing tough love, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You need to do it too. We need to make sure we're tough on these kids with love, though. That's why it's tough love, because you're not abusing your kid or fucking them up or making them think you don't love them. It's tough, and then you got to hit them with the love. You feel me? But it got to be a combination of both, because we at war right now. Like I said before, we at war right now. So we can't send our kids into the battlefield unequipped. Your kids need to know what's up. They need to know who they are. I'm extremely proud. The only son I ever had to live with me is my 13-year-old. He upstairs right now. He understands the system from a 13-year-old's perspective. But we talk to him a lot about this system, about how we've been treated, right? And he's a little revolutionary. You know what I mean? To me, there's nothing more important than that. Now, what he goes out and bees in this world, what profession he picks, what type of business he picks, that's cool. But I know he know who he is. So all that shit don't really matter to a degree. Of course, I want him to be successful. I want him to go out to the world, make an impact. But before he can do all that, he didn't know who he is. Because to be honest, for how I see shit, if I got a son of mine who rich, who ballin', who whatever, and you a coon, that shit don't matter. Because you're not going to be no good to your people anyway. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about anyway. Making sure our kids go off and be whatever, find a job, go to college, and then come back and be of use to our community. All of us need to be of use to our community. Like I was saying before, too many of us think we can just go vote. We can just go vote, go back to work, go back to our little enclave, not giving a shit about nobody in our community, but we voting? Who gives a shit about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden if you don't even love the nigga who lived next door to you? You ain't got love for somebody black in the street. When you see him, you looking them up and down, thinking they got a problem with you. We need to get rid of all that shit. We already got a war going on. We need to quit this internal strife that we got. Every time I cut on the internet, a lot of the dudes I listen to, a lot of people who are influential black people in our society who speak truth to power, they going at each other. They fighting over bullshit. Fighting over a little non-sequitur. Shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Motherfuckers flexing their ego, flexing their power, flexing their knowledge. Some people get so much knowledge they feel they can talk down to you. So much knowledge they feel now they can call everybody out. You see what I'm saying? This whole cancel culture shit, where everybody want to call somebody out for being a scammer or for being fake or being. How about let's start with, do this person love black people? Do they show they love black? Let's start there. You got a problem with somebody? Do that shit privately. Quit all the fighting, the infighting in front of everybody. That shit's no good. You just entertaining niggas. Niggas look at that as entertainment. They're not looking at that as anything progressive. You see what I'm saying? So tough love, family. Tough love, tough love, tough love. I want to thank y'all for tuning into another episode, man, of the Melanated Convo podcast. I appreciate everybody who reach out to me, who rock with the website, who rock with my Instagram page, who go to the YouTube page. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please go to Melanated Fathers TV on YouTube page, on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Hit the like button on this video so I can get all my numbers up. The more numbers I get, of course, there's a financial aspect to it, but my biggest thing is being able to make the biggest impact possible to everybody in my community. If I keep doing what I'm doing, the money's gonna come. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about making an impact. I'm worried about changing the minds of 40 million black people that live in this country. And there's a lot of black people I rock with who are beginning to think more on a revolutionary side of things, or just being cognizant of how we're being treated and standing up for us. And I love to see that shit. We need to keep it going, family. As you see, every day, every other week, is something else going on with us where somebody outside of our community is extremely harming us or extremely affecting us in a negative way. We need to realize we need to sideswipe that shit and be as unified as possible. And I've already mentioned the ways that you can unify. It ain't just about being in a room with a whole bunch of black people. There's several other instances you can use to empower your people, to be there for your people. Again, man, this is Harrison, Melanated Fathers of America. If you haven't been to the website, go to the website. That's melanatedfathers.com. Check out what I do. Y'all have a great week. Y'all have a great weekend, man. I'm out.